He is a real systems thinker, folks, let me tell you, because he's the head of graduate lighting design for the Department of Theater at the University of Tennessee. He has lighted 2 shows that I have been in over at UT, and it's great to have great lighting if you're an actor. But more importantly for today, he is a certified advanced teacher with the American Meditation Society, and he's going to give you some tools to help you during these challenging times. So I'm going to turn it over to Kenton for the next several minutes. Go ahead, Kenton.
Thank you. And you can just shut me off anytime you need. So.
Thanks, Kenton.
So I want to talk a little bit about, and I see some of you around the room will have heard this from me before, which is nice to see faces I know. I want to talk a little bit about mindfulness, and then we're going to move into a practice. And again, we'll be brief on this. The idea of mindfulness, we hear that term a lot these days, is really about being right here, right now in the present moment. It is being mindful of what's happening in your mind, what's happening around you. And it is ideally, it is paying full attention to what you are doing or thinking at this moment without judgment, right? That's the tricky part, without judgment. So it's different studies say different things, but most of the time we are unconsciously thinking. The mind is just running. We call it the crazy monkeys in your head. And they take you forward or backward in time. They're either worrying about the future or regretting the past. Almost never are the monkeys kind. You know, so if you are unconsciously thinking, it is a fear of the future or a woulda, coulda, shoulda in the past. And then sometimes we catch ourselves. We go, wow, why am I doing that? And then we begin to think on purpose again, right? The more time we can spend in consciousness, in mindfulness, in the present moment, the more we can get done, the less stress we have in our lives, because in the present moment, nothing really is wrong in that instant. Right now, there's nothing wrong. We're having an interesting conversation, fascinating people. It's absolutely fine right now. But when the monkeys take us forward or backwards, we think that's reality, and it's not. The future hasn't happened yet, so it's fake. And the past has already happened, and we don't really have good memories of it or a perception of the reality of what took place. So the only authentic moment in the day is this moment right now, and then the next moment, and the next moment, and the next moment. So I think about that a lot. How do I stay present? How do I stay in the present moment and fully engage in life, or whatever I'm teaching a class or building a lab or whatever it is. It's walking with my children, petting the dog, all of it in full presence, doing the dishes. My path to that is meditation, and my history with the American Meditation Society over the past decade has just given me an amazing amount of tools that I use every single day to help me stay fully present, and ideally without judgment. That is the hardest part. So I want to I think we're going to do just 2 little breathing meditations today. One will be more relaxing and calming, and the other one is really, really good when you're in a panic situation. It's actually, the military uses it. It's called combat breathing. So it's because sometimes you're absolutely in panic mode, and someone says, "Oh, sit and relax and meditate." No way you're going to get there. So I think of these two, that these two can work in tandem. You can begin with combat breathing, stabilize the mind, stabilize the body, then slide into a nice meditation. So we're going to do the combat breathing first, and it's very, very simple. It's in thousands of years of really fascinating breath meditation coming out of India called pranayama, and this is similar to that, only it's very easy. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts, for 4 seconds, and we're going to completely fill the lungs. We're going to get every bit of air we can get in there. And then we're going to hold it for 4 seconds, and then we're going to blow it out for 4 seconds. So the only number you have to remember is 4, right? 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts out. The most important part of any breath is the exhale, is the cleansing breath, is getting all of the air out. Our bodies are really, really good at exchanging the good air into our lungs, moving it through the bloodstream, and then getting all that stuff to every cell in the body, and then also picking up the trash, taking out what the body doesn't need on our exhale, right? We tend to be a culture of shallow breathers, so we never fully exhale and empty the lungs, so we keep rebreathing those toxins, right? So the idea of this is to fully breathe in, hold for 4, and then blow it all out. And we're going to do this 3 rounds right now, and let's give it a try. So go ahead and breathing in through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Blow it all out. Good, good, good. Let's do it one more time. Ready? Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Go ahead and just normalize your breath for a moment. My screen has flipped to something weird here. Arts and culture. That's okay. I don't need the screen. We're going to do that one more time. Ready? And really think about packing the lungs. My Tai Chi teacher talks about sniffing as every little bit of air in. So we're going to try to get that in, and we're going to hold it just a second longer, and we're going to, once we think we're full, we're going to go and sniff in as much air as you can to completely pack the lungs, and then hold it and then blow it all out. One more time. Ready? Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sniff, back, and hold, and out. And stabilize your breathing. That is a really good exercise to dump stress. It also oxygenates up the brain really well, especially with the packing. You're really transferring a lot of oxygen into the bloodstream, and it's moving to the brain. So if you're tired, I use this often instead of grabbing my cup of coffee, and using that as a way to keep on task. Right? Hey, the screen's back. Questions on that? Very, very simple. Combat breathing. Some people call it box breathing. But it's a really, really good technique. If you want to get advanced, when you're breathing in, you want to extend the diaphragm, and then during the hold, you contract the diaphragm to really pressurize the lungs. Something to play with. Cool. So this next one's more of a relaxing one. And it is just, and this is the most basic meditation practice, and probably lots of you know this already, and we're just going to follow the breath. This is just a simple breath meditation. What we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes, and then we're going to just notice the breath. You're going to just not change the breath, not judge the breath, don't analyze the breath. Just gently watch the air coming in and out of the nose or mouth, the chest rising and falling, the abdomen opening up and contracting. Does not really matter at all. Doing this lying down is great. Really, in terms of meditation and posture and however you're comfortable. I like, my meditation tends to be in a barca lounger. So none of this cross-legged on a mountaintop in lotus position. For me, it's about making the body comfortable so I can pay attention to the mind and not going, man, my legs are killing me, right? So in this practice, we're going to talk about the meditation cycle. You're going to pay attention to the breath, just gently. And then what will happen is the monkeys we were talking about before will find this painfully boring, and they will want to tell you a story. And they will want to tell you a story about how you should be picking up groceries on your way home, or did I turn off the coffee pot? They will tell you wild stories sometimes. And eventually you will catch the monkeys and go, wow, I drifted. I drifted from my focus. And then you will release the monkeys as if the story they're telling you is a movie on a movie screen, and you're in the front row watching, right? So the monkeys are telling you a story. You are catching yourself. You are seeing your thoughts. And you're releasing the thoughts and gently bringing your awareness back to the breath, right? That meditation cycle is what's important. Many people think they can't meditate because they can't still the mind. The mind is a ruthless thinking machine. It is designed to think stuff. So what we're trying to do is not keep it from thinking. We're trying to pay attention and think on purpose, right? So this practice is, I find, very illuminating. That how I've been doing this since the 70s, and I've never had a meditation where I did not drift. So you are successful, I think, whenever you do drift, whenever you catch yourself, and whenever you can release that thought. That catching is a success. That's actually, I think, the most important part of the meditation. So it's not like, dang it, I drifted again. I'm terrible at this. It's, I caught myself. Awesome. I'm an awesome meditator. And I go back to my breath. Okay. So we're going to do this for 3 minutes, and I will bring us out gently. When I bring you out, don't just pop up and open your eyes. We'll come out gently when you meditate. And as you would increase this practice, as you meditate, your metabolism drops, your heart rate drops down, your breath rate drops down, and you don't want to just pop back up. You want to come up nice and slowly so you don't jack your system. Cool. So everyone close their eyes. And I will look at the clock here so we don't just go away. And go ahead and begin to follow that breath. Just gentle awareness, almost just light curiosity about it. Now, wherever you are in that cycle, go ahead and return to your breath if you're not there, keeping your eyes closed. And begin to expand that awareness of the breath to the body. Think about moving it out into the chest and abdomen, out into the shoulders, into the legs and arms. See if you can sense your hands and feet. And begin to expand that awareness beyond the body, into the room, the sounds, the smells. Now we're going to take one nice deep breath, breathing in through the nose, nice and deep. And exhale all the way out, but very gently. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. And normalize your breath and gently open your eyes. And that's all there is to meditating. But using those two practices together are important. I do a 20-minute meditation in the morning, and then I do what we just did now, that 3-minute breath meditation. I probably do that 8 or 9 times a day. Whenever I feel like whenever I finish my 20-minute meditation, I'm in a really, really good, connected, calm place. And then life comes, you get the first snippergram of the day on email, and it's like, but being able to maintain what that feels like throughout the day with these little maintenance meditations is really, really valuable. So there you go. You have a tool to use. But yeah, that combat breathing, if you're in a panic, is pretty awesome. And they use it because when you're in combat, you can lose your mind pretty easily when you're being shot at, but you still have to stay on it. So that's what they teach. Cool. Any questions?
Thank you, Kenton.
Yeah, it was awesome to be here with you guys. Take care. This program is so wonderful.
Let's give him jazz hands to thank